Okay, good morning. I want to call the regular meeting of the Ashland Board of Commissioners to order. Need a motion to receive and file the call letter for this meeting.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Commissioner Henry, you have a few comments you want to make first?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I do appreciate that. I just wanted to say a few comments. And first of all, I want to thank you for deciding, you and I guess Sonny, for deciding to appoint me into this position. From the time, it's been quite a journey and I've enjoyed it immensely. I've had the opportunity to work and meet some fabulous people. I knew they existed in this city, but it was just nice to see them up and close and be able to talk with them and see their day-to-day activities. All the things that I've learned since this journey began in the summer, I will hold dear and keep with me. I laughed at everything yesterday. You were talking about the horse and carriage and the fact that you weren't there. Yeah. Well, you know, I've known you for many, many years. I remember them calling you coach. I remember you being assistant superintendent. I remember you being a commissioner. And I've lived through you being our mayor. But most of all, and what I hold the dearest, is the fact that you've always been my friend for all of these years. And I will never forget that. Amanda, you and I have been through a lot of committees together, and I've gotten to know you a lot better being a commissioner, and I've really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Jim, I found out that you knew one of my classmates. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's been a nice journey, and I appreciate the way that you were always respectful and always treated me. Matt, I've known you for many, many years, and your father as well. Matt, I and mother and your mom and I walked that park many days until we found out we couldn't walk it anymore. And of course, you went to school with my son, and I love you dearly, and I'm always here. Marty, you and I have been together for quite a while, and I knew your dad when he had his business downtown, and appreciated the friendship and respect that we had. Last but not least, Mike. Mike's a new person in my life, and I hope you won't mind that I call you Mike rather than city manager, and I hope it's not inappropriate. But we had some good talks, some good conversations, and you made my heart feel good because I understand that our city that I love dearly is in some pretty good hands. So I can walk away and feel confident that things will go well. Now, when I came in, we were in the midst of a storm. There's an old spiritual that talks about peace in the midst of a storm. Well, you know what? You're going to always have storms. But that time, that moment that you find the peace and you understand it's unconditional, doesn't have anything to do with what's going on around you. It's the relationship that you have with the people that you serve and that you work with. And I hope that you'll just always remember every voice, every citizen in this town. I'm not going anywhere, as I told Amanda. I'm still here. And as long as God allows me, I'll work and do whatever I can do. But just know that my heart is with each of you as it is with this city. If you need me for any other reason, I'm here. I'm here. And thank you again for all being so gracious. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, Mayor.
Bernice, let me assure you that each of these commissioners, there were several names we had. Each of these commissioners played a major role in a unanimous selection of you to fill that opening. So I don't want you to give me all the credit. I would if I'd had the only say in it, for sure. But as we ran it by each other and discussed it, it was almost as before I could finish talking to them, they're on it. So, and I will say this too, Bernice, a number of people in the community after we appointed you made it a point to call me, or I saw them on the street or something, to say, couldn't have made a better appointment for that opening. So you're so well thought of in our whole community, and you didn't let anybody down, trust me. I know Commissioner Goot wants to say a few words. Commissioner Goot, I want to say first, we didn't have you on where each of us was kind of talking about you and our concern for you, and a lot of the prayers that not only us, but a lot of people. I've been in stores, mostly grocery stores, I might add, but during this time, and I don't think I've gone in anywhere. I did go into the decorator shop, or whatever we call it, 29th Street, with my wife the other day to get Christmas stuff. The first thing they asked me was, "How's Marty doing?" As did people in the grocery store. You're highly thought of, obviously, the many years you've been elected. But I want to add, Marty, that I think I did say this yesterday. Each of you not only been an unbelievable pleasure for me and an honor to serve with, because your honesty, your integrity, your commitment to the residents of Ashland, the taxpayers, and each of you have a different MO as to how you serve, and that's good. That's what makes a solid commission. And I know you are everywhere all the time, whether you feel good or not, checking on calls you get from residents, checking on general things in our city with different sites of our city government. I want to tell you, your thoroughness, your commitment doesn't go unnoticed by virtue of here you are again, you know, as elected for another term. So I have highest respect and for your commitment to being a city commissioner. And I just wanted you to know that before you have a chance to say anything else. And welcome back. We need you back, and part of this team that I was blessed with to continue a lot of the things and do new things over the next couple of years. It's all yours, Marty.
I just want to say Merry Christmas to all of you. I love all of you. I love serving with you. We have seen so many projects come to reality on your tenure. Just think about, start at 13th Street and go to the Toyota dealership and look at the accomplishments that we have done as a team under your leadership. And I just want to say I love and appreciate you so much. And Matt, we're still gonna have a great team, and under your leadership. Bernice, I can't say enough. You are already a servant leader wherever you're at, in whatever capacity. And so it was a great time with you, and you're not going away. You'll still be around. Amanda, you're my, just, we have served together, and we talk with one another and click with one another about different issues. And all of us, our hearts are in the right place. Jim Moore is a top notch. He was the man for the job. And also Andrew. We have got so much accomplished in your position. And city manager, like I said, the very first time that you came here, I want to tell you one thing. And I told him this: I pray for you each day, and you have my loyalty. And I want to say that to all of you. We're in this together as a team, and you have my prayers each day and my loyalty, because when we serve together like that, it's such a great thing to be on the same page as everybody else. The last thing I want to say is, go Tomcats.
Okay, thanks, Coach. I've served with a lot of people, and some of them have moved on, passed away, and all that, and they've all been honorable. They truly have. They've all had commitment. But I want to tell you, the honor is all mine to serve with you guys. If we had a difference of opinion on an issue, we worked it out. We moved on. And Marty, city manager came in yesterday and gave me a big stack of papers on 2019, just the things that we accomplished. We have going on right now with our water line, replacements with what we're doing with SCADA at the water plant. We're starting a new sewer treatment plant. Besides all the normal things that you're expected to do for the taxpayers with streets and sidewalks, and the services we have in the city are second to none, and we have the best employees you could ever have. But having a teamwork commission moves mountains, and you can move mountains in doing that. And I'll be watching and hoping that you give me a call or a question about it, what you think. I love that. I mean, old educators like that, from former teachers and all. How would you have handled this? So please keep me in the loop if you need me. Otherwise, I'll be on the green or on the boat somewhere out in the ocean, I hope, most of the time. But I've been so proud to serve with all of you. I mean it. Bernice, you mentioned you came in. Go ahead, Marty. I'm sorry.
To me over the years. First of all, as my 8th grade history teacher and my football coach that I'll never forget. And until
yeah, thank you, Marty. Never forget any of you, and certainly I won't forget you. We've got a long history together. You were one heck of a good football player in junior high too, and the high school for that matter. But I remember junior high well. Bernice, we came in a little bit of storm, and let me say, I read this somewhere, and I think of it often. Finding shelter for the storm is the important thing. Learning to dance in the rain. And I know you guys we've covered some real problem areas, and you hung in there, stood tall, stood firm, honest and forthright, and that's what moves mountains. Remember this, and I did say this in a meeting, we're not ever going to be remembered for what we have, but for what we've given. And I know from being here 50 years, we try to give a lot, but you continue to do that. You'll never be forgotten, and that's a good thing, a really good thing. Matt, do you have anything this morning?
I just want to say thank you to Bernice for stepping in and stepping up. You're a champion for our city. You're a champion for civil rights, and it was an honor to serve with you. I know during this pandemic, we all know just how important our health is and our families are and the connections we make. And I feel like this pandemic, though difficult, has brought us all closer together, and in a way that I don't think we could ever have understood until this happened. It's a God thing, I think, that this has happened and placed you with us. And I couldn't be happier for the time that you did serve. And I can't say enough about our existing commission and our new commission. And I echo the mayor's sentiments. We are blessed with a good team, a good family, and we all really do have the city's best interests at heart. And we're just going to keep fighting for what's right and trying to get our people healthy and wealthy and our city looking the best as possible. And God bless you all.
Thank you, Matt. You're going to do a great job. Okay. Council, old business, item A.
Item A, second reading and final adoption of an ordinance entitled An Ordinance to the City of Ashland, Kentucky, adopting the 2019 Community Development Block Grant CDBG Consolidated Annual Performance and Evaluation Review, CAPER, and authorizing and directing the mayor to submit the 2019 CAPER for the Department of Community and Economic Development.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll abstain.
Close the like sign. Item B.
Second reading and final adoption of an ordinance entitled An Ordinance to the City of Ashland, Kentucky, authorizing and approving Phase 3 of the Glaylow of Ashland LLC Apartments and authorizing and directing the mayor to execute the Phase 3 approval regarding the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development Section 8 Project-Based Voucher Program for the Department of Community and Economic Development.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Item C,
Second reading and final adoption of an ordinance entitled, an ordinance to the City of Ashland, Kentucky, authorizing and directing the mayor to execute a contract between the City of Ashland and Hydrotech Engineered Products, LLC, for the installation of a carbon fiber laminate on an existing 42-inch ductile iron raw water pipe at the water treatment plant in the amount of $43,300 for the Department of Utilities.
So moved.
Second.
any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. And item D,
Second reading and final adoption of an ordinance entitled, an ordinance to the City of Ashland, Kentucky, authorizing and directing the mayor to execute a contract between the City of Ashland and Triple B Construction for the removal and installation of lamella modules at the water treatment plant in the amount of $131,213.80 for the Department of Utilities Division of Water Treatment Plant.
So moved.
Second.
any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. I got to throw one thing in before we adjourn. Yesterday, I think I went through the manager's staff, at least in the city building, administrative staff for the most part. And I know we've all commented countless times on the quality of workers we have in every department, and not to discount them, but the people that usually things fall on the most, or the central staff that they deals with. So I left one out. No one said anything to me. I knew it when I was sitting here when it was too late to do anything about it, because he was sitting right behind me is why I forgot it. It was Chris Pullum.
Yes.
I don't know that he's watching or anything, but let me just say a couple things that, and I do this, and I'm sure you all do. Share your feelings with people. While you're alive and you can communicate to somebody you love, tell them you love them. And it doesn't have to be an immediate family member. And I know they're friends of mine. I tell them I love them. My college coach, I talk to him once a week. And he says one of the greatest things about our conversation is when we get ready to hang up, I say, I love you, coach. And he knows I mean it. And he basically gave me a future, by giving me a scholarship. But other people that you come in contact with, I know we say it lightly sometimes, but you can say it when they know you really mean it, and do that. Don't miss that point. And Chris, as you all, is one of these guys. I really love Chris. He's on it. He's really on it, and we expect him to handle economic development. He jumped in and really worked with developing our new tourism committee and getting that rolling even better than before. We expect him to help clean up Ashland with his code enforcement division, which is a real headache job for anybody, but he gets it done. And no matter what, he serves as a city manager sometimes. The manager, very rightly so, alternates that a little bit to get some leadership development. And you guys know as well as I do, when Chris is in that seat, he's on it and contacts us and lets us know what's going on, and especially if something bad is going on. But I think he does an unbelievable job. He's one of these guys that's very good, just off the cuff, when you question him or in a big meeting or whatever, he handles that very well. And we can be proud of the staff that we had going here. I was one of the reasons we hired Chris back when I was mayor before, I might add, and a few of these other people. The manager has strengthened that group even more so, and has utilized their input to help him make decisions, which is a strong point of leadership. But because I left Chris out, and I count on him for everything. If something comes up, I call Chris. Say, Chris, what's the deal? Find out this for me. What's going on. And he does that. And of course, because he was sitting right here by me, no register on that. I guess you figure out I'm trying to make this meeting go as long as I can. It's the last meeting. Let me just say, it's the proudest time I've ever spent serving the citizens of Ashland. We've said so many things in that regard, and it is so true that I did do an interview that will be on My Town. I'm not sure when yet. They haven't sent me a draft of that video, but Chris kind of handled questions in that. And I think I covered some really strong bases, and I was trying to, a major theme of us when we make decisions, we're looking at our agenda and we're thinking what effect is that going to have on our citizens? And we're like many small town Americas, we have a significant percentage of older Ashlanders, me included. Many are on fixed incomes, pensions that aren't very good. But they're the very ones that put us in office. They're the very ones that never complain to us about a tax bill or water bill or whatever, because they understand. And one of the roles we're trying to do as commissioners and leadership in economic development and doing quality of life issues like the riverfront, like Broadway Square, like being the significant players in bringing the Delta Hotel. We get through this COVID. I know we're going to see a rebirth of downtown, but all of these things play a role in continue to provide the services, the high level services, and it costs money to do that. And the very people who it's hardest on stand up and be counted. Whether it's voting for the right people to be in office or never complaining, because they understand. They've been around. They know whatever it cost them 25, 50 years ago is costing a whole lot more because it costs us a lot more. I mean, there's a whole thing about that. But I want you to know that I'll be watching all of you and hoping that for the best. And the new people come in. There are 2 excellent commissioners coming in. There's an election in 2 years. Commissioner Henry, if you can think about, to give a little thought on, let me announce it right off the bat. There's an election in 2 years, and your time on the commission isn't going to be forgotten by anybody, in my opinion. And in a write-in, I've been wanting to say this, not necessarily publicly, but on a write-in vote, you had astronomical numbers. They superseded any I've ever seen before, and I've got a long history of elections. So that should be a good feeling for you of how you're thought of in the community. And you other guys, but I'll tell you how you're thought of in the community for sure. It's a big deal. It's a big deal to be elected in your hometown. Sometimes it's hard to be a hero in your own hometown. And I didn't coin that one, but it's a true story. But I'll be around. I love each of you. You're a part of my journey, and you're a part of my journey I'll never forget. Okay? God bless you.
God bless you.
Health and happiness. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Christmas.
Motion.
So moved.
Oh, that was slow. I like that. You want to keep it down, huh? We're adjourned. Good people. Good.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Amen. God bless you. Marty, keep it up, buddy. Keep improving.
Thank you, brother.
We'll keep